Welcome to Free Tutor again, and today we are going to learn about the HTTP request or API calling, or you can say it AJAX calling from different kind of servers, and to print the all the fetch data in our front end, and also we'll learn about how to post data to our server so that we can have the both experience in get and post request. So before I get into it, I want to explain that there are many npm libraries which helps React to create to fetch data from any server or to post data to any server. But before we get into that React libraries, we should know the basic of fetching data in normal React JS example. So for that I am going to create one component in my application. First of all, I'll create a folder over here and I'll name it as HTTP, and inside HTTP I'm going to create one file and I'll name it as HTTP class component.js. Now this is a class component, so I'm going to create a class component. So first of all, I will import React and again the component from React, and then I'm going to define the class. So class HTTP and extend to component, and I will export this class. So export default HTTP class. Alright, now inside class I will have some basics of this class component, like a constructor that will have props, and then I will have a super method, after super I will have a state, so this dot state, and for the time being I am not providing any keys inside this state object. Okay, now in render method I will simply render one element over here. Sorry, this should be outside of this constructor. I'll return a fragment maybe, so react dot fragment for the time being. Alright, and I'll have some h1 tag over here. So this is basic API calling, and I'll call this component in my app.js file. Now let's go back to our browser and see. Okay, there is a problem, cannot be resolved. So the path is path is wrong, so I have to correct that path. Okay, it is outside of components. Alright, and then HTTP class. Now let's go back to our browser and see. Okay, so this is this is working, so there is no doubt. Now we'll take some servers. I will take some examples of server, like some default APIs in Google which I have already opened in my browser. So I'll take this path as my server link or API link, and I'll paste this data from this API link. So I'll copy this link from here, and I'll go back to my component, and for the time being I'll just paste over here. And now to get all these items from this link, as you can see, this is an array, so I should provide all these items in an array of our state. So I'll create an array over there, the key of arrays. So I'll take items as name, and it will be an empty array initially. After we fetch some data from this link, this array will get filled up with the objects in this API. And then I'm going to provide some other keys over here, like error. If we face some error, so I'll have to provide an error message. So for the time being, it is null. Null is another kind of object in JavaScript, so for the time being I provide it as a null. And then I'm going to have a loader, so is loading kind of a key, so initially it will be false. So why we are going to use this loading? So we are basically want to understand that when this API call has been completed, we are going to set this loader to false again. So that's how we can understand that API call has been completed, and we are going to re-render our JSX again. Alright, so that's in our state or constructor method for the time being. And again, it's depend on the developer what kind of key value the developer want to use. Like for error, he can use strings also, but for me I'm going to use a null, because in return error will have one JSX, so that's why I'm creating one null object. Alright, so now for class component, we should use the lifecycle methods of React class components, and I'm going to use component did mount. So component did mount, and inside this function I'm going to fetch data from this API link. For fetching data, what I need is I will simply type fetch method over here, and inside this fetch method I will have the API link. So I'll copy this one and paste over here, and then as it is a promise, so we are going to use the then method of promise. So then dot then, and inside then I'm going to send a response which I'm getting from this fetch promise. So I'll provide res, and it is going to be a callback function, so res dot json. So what we are doing in this line, whatever data we are getting from this API is basically kind of string kind of data. So we are converting it into JSON, and then we are going to use that JSON. So dot then again, here we are going to have the actual result, and then I'm going to set the state. So this dot set state method again, and inside set state what I'm going to do is is loading initially should be a true, and here I'm going to set it false. So loading is done, and then items equals to result dot I don't know what this result is going to provide, so I'll simply have a console over here so that I can understand what I am getting. So I'll provide a console console.log, and inside console.log I'm going to take this result. Alright, now let's go back to our browser so that we can take the console. So result is simply returning all the lists, so we don't need to provide anything else. So we'll simply replace result with the items. So I'll go to my code again. So items is basically the result. Alright, so we already fetched data. Now the next part is we have to catch the error messages also, because if we don't use the catch method, so sometimes if we fail to fetch data, we may have broken links or some errors in our browser. So for that we must provide the catch method for the error. So in this case we are not going to call catch block. In this case we are going to simply call error as a second argument of this then function. So where this function ends, like the okay, let me delete this line also. The callback function ends over here, and there I am going to provide error as another callback method. Now again I am going to call this dot set state method. So this dot set state, and again we are going to have same result like is loading is false again, and then we are going to have error as in response. So alright, we are done with this error handling. Now in our render method we have to handle this error. So for that I am going to take one variable constant, and that constant variable is nothing but the structure of the state. So I am going to take error and then is loading from state and also items from the state, and then this is equals to this dot state, as I am destructing the state. Now we should have a condition over here. So if we are having any error, this condition becomes true when this error is not null, and this error will not be null when we are having error from our API. So if error, I am going to return something else like this is error, then dot message, or you can have normal HTML message like error in fetching data. And then if it is not error, then I am going to have another condition over here. So else if is loading equals to false, then I am going to have, if is loading is basically true, I should take the true first, then I am going to provide some loader over here. So return div and here I am going to type simply loading, then so it will basically tell us that still being loading. So that's why I am sending a basic div element over here, and if all this condition passes, then we are going to have the actual return of items. So I'm going to return this inside this L condition, and here I'm going to take one list. So ul, and then inside list I'm going to have a map function over here, so that we can have a loop kind of stuff for all the items which we are receiving from that API. So I'm going to take items dot map function, and then inside I'm going to provide item and then arrow function, and then we are going to have another parenthesis over here, and inside I'm going to return this li with that data. So before we get into that data, we should check what is in our data. So it is having like a user ID that is unique, then ID that is also unique, and title and body. So what I'm going to take, I'm going to take this ID which is unique as in key property. So let's go back to code again. So item dot ID, and inside I'm going to simply provide item dot title. Maybe let me check it again. Now the title, alright, so that's it. Now let's go back to our browser. I hope it will work. Alright, so as you can see, I'm reloading it again. So we are having loading over here, and then we are having all the data coming one by one as you have fetched data correctly from this JSON API. So that's the basic example of fetching data from JSON API using simple React.js, and I'm going to perform this program in a functional component also. So for that I have to use hooks over there. So let's go back to code again, and I'll create the same kind of functionality for a functional component, and I'll take a file over here, http func as name and then .js, and inside this function I'm going to take a functional component. So I will simply import React from React, and then I'm going to define a function. So constant is http func, which is equals to an arrow function, so add arrow symbols, and then export default http func, like this. And inside this function I'm going to return something. So return for the time being I'm going to copy all this stuff from here, like if error and else if all this part. I should remove this return from here. Alright, now we have to define this error or is loading or the item in our function, as we are not using constructor over here. So I'll simply take some variables over here, like constant error. So for that I'm going to use the useState method over here, so I'm going to take use state over here and then error, and then I'm going to set error with use state method, which is initially null, so I'll take it as a null, and then again constant is loading, and then set is loading, again use state, and initially it will be like true, so I'll take it as a true, and finally we are going to have the items, so constant items and then set items, and again use state method, and inside it we are going to have an empty array, so that is third bracket open and close. Alright, so all these items are being, all these variables are being registered in my function. Now I'm going to fetch data from the API. For fetching data I need a lifecycle hook, which is use effect. For this moment I'll describe about this use effect and use it later in our later classes, but for the moment we are going to use this use effect as we want to fetch data from an API. So I'll take this use effect method over here, and this is again a function, so I'll take an arrow function over here, and inside this arrow function I'm going to fetch the data, which is same kind of code which we have created in class. So I'll copy all this code from over here, like from fetching data. All I need to change is the set state to some like setting items or setting loading kind of stuff. So for that, first of all I'm going to set loading as false over here, set loading, and the value I want to pass is false, and then I'm going to set the result, I mean items. So for that I'm taking this name over here, and then instead of this array I'm going to take a result. Now I don't need this set state method over here, so I'll simply delete this, and then in our error handling method we also don't need this set state, so we'll simply copy this line as it is going to be false again. So loading is false, and then set error is basically the error. Alright, now this is done in use effect, and in use effect method we also need to return some kind of empty array over here. If you want to use this lifecycle hook again and again, like if there is some changes of data, then you have to pass that which data we are basically watching as it is being changed. So right now it is happening only once, as we are fetching this data only once, so we don't need to provide any item in this array, so let it be like empty array. Alright, so now it is done. So if we error, we are again returning some error message, and if it is loading is true, then we are returning that it is still being loading, and after that we are returning this ul method or uli elements as in map function. So alright, now let's save it, and I'll call this function in my app.js component. Instead of http class I will have http func. I hope it will work. Alright, so it is working as expected. So both the class component and functional component, we have fetched data from API correctly, and this is the way of using a normal React library or React.js for fetching data from any APIs.